What's going on, everybody? My name is Tomas, and I recently did a video on the AVX system. That system included the ME2 lavalier microphone, and I was lucky enough to get my hands on the MKE2 set, and here that is. When I got the MKE2 system in hand, I was blown away by the size of it. It is freaking tiny in comparison to the ME2. Here I have the EW112P ME2 microphone, and the size difference is noticeable, really noticeable. This one's easier to hide. This one's not that big, but when you have the MKE2 in hand, it's definitely huge. It's large. So the MKE2 features a little bit of weatherproofing, so it's going to protect against sweat and grit, you know, the elements a little bit. It's not waterproof, so keep that in mind. This microphone by itself retails for around $399 USD. So you don't want to damage it. It's a lot easier to hide and is less conspicuous in your shots. From my testing, this microphone sounds light years ahead of the ME2, and it should for the price. I mean, it's a fantastic thing. It picks up less environmental noise than the ME2. Right now I'm recording this voiceover on the ME2, and you can probably hear a little bit of room noise. So let's put that off to the side for now, and let's talk about what comes in the box that's different from the ME2 system. And it's all based on the MKE2 accessories. If you're looking to purchase the MKE2 AVX bundle by Sennheiser, this is the only difference that you're going to see is the lavalier and the lavalier accessories. What is included is 4 miniature screens, 2 that are really small and 1 that are a little bit extended. You're going to get a ball screen, a dead cat, 2 cable clips, and 1 closed clip. That's the only difference, except for the microphone, of course. If you're interested in seeing a full demo of the ME2 AVX system, I cover it all in my previous video. Feel free to check that out. It will be linked in the description. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into testing these 2 microphones head to head. The ME2 versus the MKE2. All right, before I get into this comparison, I want to talk about how I have this set up, and in addition to where I'm going to be testing it. Right now I'm in a super controlled environment, and I'm currently recording into the ME2. As you can see, the 2 microphones are right next to each other, so it's going to be a really great comparison between the 2 because I'm not going to talk any louder or quieter. I'm also going to leave a visual indication on which microphone is being recorded into, as well as notifying which one I'm going to be testing at that time. I'm going to be testing in a controlled environment such as this one, in addition to a moderately controlled environment, and then I'm going to go into a loud area where, you know, cars are passing on the freeway and whatnot. All 3 of these environments should give you a pretty good idea on how each of these microphones handle background noise. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this comparison. All right, so here we have the ME2 microphone being recorded in a controlled environment. I'm going to sit quietly for a few moments between these tests so you can hear how each of these microphones handle background noise. Let's go ahead and jump on over to the MKE2. All right, so this is the MKE2 being recorded in a controlled environment as well. So let's sit quietly for a few moments. Now let's jump into a moderately controlled environment. All right, so now we're testing the MKE2 microphone in a generally controlled environment. So I'm outside in the neighborhood. You can hear cars passing, sprinkler systems and whatnot. I wanted you to get a good accurate representation of how this will perform in a pretty controlled environment, but there's still some background noise. So I'm going to be quiet for a moment so you can hear how it's processing that. Great, now you have a good idea of how it's going to be processed. Let's jump over to the ME2 microphone. This is the ME2 microphone in the same environment. As you can hear, it's picking up a lot more background noise. I've tested this in this environment, and you can hear a lot more of the background noise with this microphone. So let's be quiet for a moment. Now it's time to jump into a crazy loud environment and see how these 2 microphones perform before we close this video out. All right, so here we are with the ME2 microphone in a louder environment. I'm standing next to a freeway. I wanted to give you a representation of how it's handling the background noise in a louder environment. This isn't as loud as probably you would say a trade show or something like that, but it's going to give you a good idea of how it's going to handle the noise around it. I'm going to turn and face the freeway so you can hear how the ME2 handles just suppressing that noise. All right, so now we're gonna jump over to the MKE2. All right, so we're in the same environment with the MKE2. It's suppressing the background noise significantly more than the ME2. So I'm gonna turn and face the traffic again and give you a representation on how it's suppressing the background noise in this scenario. All right, so that concludes my testing in a controlled environment, a moderately controlled environment, and somewhat of a loud environment. The MKE2 does a significantly better job of suppressing outside or external noise and does a really good job on focusing on the subject that you have it connected to. That concludes my testing. I also realized that I forgot to give you guys some more detail on how all of this audio has been recorded. It's going directly through the AVX system into the GH4. The GH4 has been set to -12 decibels on the audio side of the house, in addition to having all the audio stuff disabled, because that's the proper way to set up the AVX system. Along the lines of the AVX receiver, the AF out has been set to 1 bar. After having spent some time with the AVX system, in addition to the ME2 and the MKE2 lavalier microphones, I'm gonna make a recommendation to you. If you're looking to spend $900 on the AVX system already, I would highly recommend that you save an extra $150 and get the MKE2 set. As you can hear, I'm recording on the MKE2 lavalier microphone right now, and it is just that much more better. If you're going to purchase the MKE2 separately from Sennheiser, it's going to run you $400 alone. So save an extra $150 and get the MKE2 set. I highly recommend it. Again, that may be subjective to what I think, but I really, really like the MKE2 lavalier over the ME2. I recommend the MKE2 to you, but that's subjective. If you watch this video and you're like, well, the ME2 is passable audio for me, because the ME2 produces absolutely phenomenal audio, then go for it. But again, the MKE2 gets my recommendation. Well, that about does it for me in this one, everybody. If you like this video, please feel free to give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down. And let me know in the comment section down below what it is that I can do to improve. In addition to that, feel free to check out my channel, some of the past works that I've done. If you like this video and some of the works that you've seen on my channel and you haven't subscribed, feel free to do so. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Take care.